everyone, welcome back to my channel Tutelage, a guide to learner. Here, this is Shripona. I hope all of you are doing good. Everybody know that we have discussed mostly class 11 economics content according to the syllabus, and today we are going to explain one of the most important chapter, that is structural changes in Indian economy. And we all know that there are three economic policy. So the first policy, that is liberalization, the second policy is privatization, and the third policy, that is globalization. Okay, so today's main topic, that is globalization. So if you have missed my previous session, so please go and check my description box and my first comment, where all previous sessions links are available there. Okay, so now going to the next slide. So here we can see what we will discuss today. But in my last session, the first topic, that is meaning of globalization, we have already discussed it. Okay. So today's session starts with the second topic, that is effects of globalization. Third topic, that is features of globalization, and one of the most important topic or last topic, that is globalization effect of Indian industry. Okay, so now going to the main slide. So globalization has several advantages on economic, technological, and other perspectives. So basically, the first point we can see, increased flow of goods between countries. We have already told globalization implies removal of barriers to international trade, so as to it helps to allow free flow of goods and services between countries. So this is one of the advantage of globalization also. So the concept, the effects of globalization, the first point, increased flow of goods and services between countries. Okay, so globalization has led to increase in a flow of goods between countries. As a result, the world trade has increased in recent years, and uh, the meaning, and I think this is clear, because globalization means the opening up of Indian economy to the world economy, and that's why it helps to increase flow of goods and services between countries due to removal of barriers to the international trade market. Okay, so now move on to the next point, that is increased international flow of capital. Okay, so globalization has increased international flow of capital also. Investment opportunities for the developed countries have increased. MNCs, multinational companies from developed countries, have started undertaking investment in the developing countries, and it has led to the emergence of worldwide financial market, and that's why globalization helps to increase international flow of capital. Now move on to the next point, that is greater access to the advanced technologies. uh, So, globalization has brought in new opportunities for the developing countries, because it helps to transfer technology from the advanced countries, uh, from the advanced countries to developing countries such as India. So that's why it has brought in new opportunities for the developing countries like India. They have now got greater access to the advanced technologies, and the technology transfer from the developed countries, and it helps to increase productivity and higher standard of living in the developing countries. So that's why globalization is good for uh, Indian economy. Okay, so now move on to the next point, that is emergence of worldwide market. Okay, so, globalization has emerged worldwide product market, and it has increased the range of goods and services available to producers and consumers. So that's why it helps to emergence worldwide market also. Now move on to the next point, that is increase in interdependence. Uh, we have already told globalization means opening up the economy to the other economies of the world. Okay, so that's why it helps to increase in interdependence also. Okay. So interdependence between different countries, obviously. So the interdependence between different national states has increased due to globalization, and it has increased interdependence between different countries of the world also, and this is reflected in the interdependence with regard to trading in goods and services and in the movement of capital also. So now move on to the next point. Here we have to know the second keyword in this effect in this point, that is a globalization helps to increase the prosperity between developing countries. So it has increased economic prosperity and opportunity in the developing world. Okay, so now move on to the next point, that is increase in cross cultural contacts. Okay, so globalization has brought people of different cultures together, and it has reduced cultural barriers. So that's why it helps to increase in the cross cultural contacts, and increase in cross cultural contacts has made the dream of global village more realistic. However, uh, so so the uh, so so now we have to know the second keyword. Sorry. So now we have to know the second keyword, this point, that is increase prosperity, and we have already told globalization helps to remove all barriers. Okay, so and it helps to transfer of new technology from the developed countries to the developing countries. So that's why it has increased economic prosperity and opportunity in the developing world also. Now move on to the next point, that is increase in cross cultural contacts. So globalization, we all know that globalization has brought people of different cultures together, and it has reduced the cultural barriers, and in increase in cross cultural contacts has made the dream of global village more realistic. So I think this is clear to all of you. Globalization helps. This is one of the most important effects of globalization also, and it helps to increase in cross cultural contacts. So learner, the last point is danger of the economy is becoming vulnerable to economic fluctuations abroad, but I will discuss it later, because now this is not needed. So that's why I am cutting it. Okay, so now going to the next concept. So, learner, the new concept of today's session, that is features of globalization. India embarked on the program of globalization in 1991, and however, the seeds of globalization were sown in the early 90s itself, with liberalization of imports, provision of some concessions to foreign capital, and permitting MNCs to enter in some areas of the Indian economies. But the globalization of the Indian economy started in full earnest after July 1991 as an essential part of the policy of economic reforms. So, as a part of implementation of the agenda of globalization, the government of India has undertaken the following policy measures or features since 1991. So, the first point, that is exchange rate reforms. And we all know that this is one of the most important measure. So the most important measure for integrating Indian economy with the global economy was to change over from the fixed exchange rate to market determined exchange rate. And this policy of allowing the exchange rate to be determined in the international market without official intervention is known as convertibility of the currency. The full convertibility of Indian rupee on trade account was achieved in August 1994. Along with this, the various types of exchange control measures were removed in a phased manner. So, as a result, restriction on the transfer of foreign exchange have been considerably relaxed over the years. So, exchange rate reforms is one of the most important features or measure of the uh, globalization also. So, learner, now going to the second point, that is liberalization of imports. Okay, so India is committed to reducing trade barriers as a member of the worldwide organization, that is WTO. We all know that. So the government has also taken a number of steps in the direction of the import liberalization. So the system of import licensing has been dismantled. The quantitative restriction on imports have been almost totally abolished under the agreement with the WTO or World Trade Organization, and duties on imports and exports have been reduced to make the trade between nations freer than before. So I think this is clear. So now move on to the next point, that is opening up to foreign investment. So, foreign direct investment is expected to add to the domestic investment and thereby contribute to industrial and economic development of the country. So, it is expected to add to the domestic investment and its contribution to the industrial and economic development of the country, and it leads to higher efficiency and productivity by increasing competition and by bringing new technology into the country. In the changing of global scenario of the industrial and economic cooperation, promotion of FDI is very important. And in a bid to attract foreign capital and to integrate Indian economy with the global economy, the government of India has thrown open its doors to foreign investors. So the government is committed to encourage flow of foreign direct investment for better technology modernization and for providing goods and services of the international standards also, in order to invite foreign investment in high priority industries requiring the large investments and advanced technology. So I think this is clear. Globalization helps to reform exchange rate. It helps. It is one of the most important policy measures of globalization, liberalization of imports, and opening up to foreign investment, foreign direct investment. Now going to the last feature, that is free flow of foreign technology. With a view to encourage technological development in Indian industry, free flow of technology is allowed by the government. And government provides automatic approval for technological agreements in case of high priority industries. So similar facilities are provided for other industries as well, and provided such agreements do not require foreign exchange. Foreign technology induction is facilitated both through FDI and through foreign technology agreements. So, exchange rate reforms, liberalization of imports, opening up to the foreign direct investment, and last one, that is free flow of foreign technology. all are important features of globalization, and all are I hope the all are clear to everyone. So if you have any doubt on it, so please do one comment in my comment section. I will reply you positively. So now move on to the next concept. So, the next concept is globalization effects on Indian industry. Okay, so the first point is inflow of MNCs, that is multinational companies, and emergence of IT and BPO sectors. So, globalization has generally generated a lot many positive effects on Indian industries also. So, the first point is globalization has attracted a number of MNCs to Indian industry, and these MNCs have brought in huge amount. Okay, so huge amount of foreign investment into the Indian industries, especially in the pharmaceutical, petroleum, chemical, textile, and cement manufacturing industries. A huge amount of foreign direct investment coming to the Indian industry has boosted Indian economy also. And now going to the second keyword, that is emergence of IT BPO sectors. So one of the major benefits of globalization has been the emergence of information technology, that is IT sector, and the business process outsource, that is a BPO sector. The IT and BPO sectors are providing outsourcing to the customers in other countries, particularly the USA and Europe. So these are two. The first two is one of the most important effects on Indian industry due to globalization. Okay, so now going to the next point, that is availability of the advanced technology. Obviously, we have already told globalization helps to transfer advanced technology from the developed countries to the developing countries such as India. So that's why globalization helps to available globalization helps to avail advanced technology in developing countries also. Okay, so and we have already told MNCs. Another benefit of globalization for the Indian industry is that is MNCs. Okay, and MNCs have brought in highly advanced technology with them, and it has helped to make Indian industry technologically advanced. And now move on to the next point, that is increased job availability for the skilled manpower. So, setting up of industries by the foreign companies has helped to provide employment to many people in the country. The opening of the call centers, outsourcing of IT and BPO services, and MNCs have created tremendous job opportunities in the country. The last few years have seen an increase in the number of skilled professionals in India being employed in these sectors. A new middle class has emerged around the world that the IT and BPO industries have brought. So globalization has huge effects on Indian industry due to inflow of MNCs, IT and BPO sectors. Okay, so now going to, and it helps to, so globalization also helps to increase job availability for the skilled manpower. And now going to the next point, that is setting up of special economic zones. Okay, so special economic zones, the short form of special economic zone, that is SE and Z. Okay, so SEJ have been set up to attract foreign companies. So creation of sorry, the special economic zones has enhanced the growth of industrialization, and they have helped in generating employment opportunities, creating world class infrastructure and investment, including foreign direct investment also. So that's why it has effects. If has important effect on Indian industry. So, setting up of special economic zones or SAGE is one of the most important effect of globalization also. Now going to the next slide, and we can see another effect on Indian industry, that is increased competition from the foreign countries. Okay, so increased competition from, sorry Uta, so this is from the foreign countries. Okay, so sorry. So here we can see some negative globalization effect on the Indian industry. So the first one is increased competition from the foreign countries. Second one is the loss of jobs, and third one is foreign direct investment used for takeovers and speculative investment. Okay, so however, the process of globalization in India has generated some negative effects as well. Okay, so one of the most important or one of the most adverse effects of globalization on Indian industry is that it has increased competition in the Indian market between the foreign companies and the domestic companies. Okay, in many cases, it has led to unequal competition between the giant MNCs and Indian industries. So, Indian industries have lost to MNCs because of better quality of the foreign goods and higher cost of production of the Indian goods. So, the consumer in the country preferred to buy foreign goods in view of their better quality, and it has reduced the profit levels of the Indian companies. And it so globalization helps to increase competition from the foreign countries, and it is a negative effect on Indian industries. And now going to the next one, that is a loss of jobs. And which is another negative effect of globalization. So the labor required, because coming off there is needed advanced foreign technology. Okay, so that's why the amount of labor required has decreased. So this has resulted in many people losing their jobs. And now going to the third negative effects on Indian industries, that is foreign direct investment. So much of foreign direct investment has gone into the takeovers of the existing enterprises and towards speculative investment in Indian stock market. Okay, so there's the despite of positive effects, we have already told some positive effects in my previous slide. So despite some positive effects of globalization on Indian economy, there have been some negative effects as well. So therefore, there is a need for evolving an appropriate policy to minimize the harmful effects of globalization. So I think the meaning of globalization and what are the effects of globalization, and particularly what are the effects on Indian industry, what are the globalization effect on Indian industry, and some features of globalization, all are clear to everyone. So I think this is clear. So, learner, we are done for the today's session. I hope this session will be a very useful to you. If you like my session, do not forget to like, share, comment, and please do some support and subscribe my channel for getting more useful sessions. I will come again with a new session. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you to all of you. Happy learning. Keep commenting. Thank you. So, learner, we are done for the today's session. I hope this session will be a very useful session to everyone. If you like my session, do not forget to like, share, comment, and please do some support and subscribe my channel for getting more useful sessions. I will come again with a new session. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you. Happy learning. Keep commenting.